I cook for both my dogs, Billy and Cricket, in less than 15 minutes a week. First off, start with some ground beef that I'm gonna cook up. I started cooking for my dogs when my last dog, Charlotte, stopped eating kibble. I was struggling to find a food that she would eat. I was constantly buying different dog foods and she just would not eat anything that I bought. So I turned to home cooking, went on the internet, found the first recipe that popped up, the classic ground beef, rice, apple carrot recipe that I'm sure a lot of you have seen, and thought I was like the best dog parent in the world. Charlotte was absolutely loving all the food I was making. But when I mentioned that I was home cooking to my vet and she looked at the recipes I was making, she gave me a really stern lecture and even mentioned that she was seeing dogs come in with broken bones and different nutrient deficiencies. So quickly back to the food. So right now I'm just browning some ground beef. So this was 1 pound of ground beef that was on special this week. So Dog Child, this is the company that I founded, and really founded it because I wanted to home cook. So taking 1 3/4 cups of this and just adding it into a bowl. Measuring that out. And then I'm gonna add in 1 cup of water. So like I said, after I spoke to my vet, I really went back and found on the internet that 95% of the recipes found online lack some sort of essential nutrient. So I came back and that's when I decided to start Dog Child, just to make sure my dogs are getting all of the nutrients they need. So I took about a year with vets and nutritionists to kind of develop our products, which really make cooking easy and simple. Like I said, this is gonna take me less than 15 minutes, which you're gonna see and follow along. So a couple reasons why I home cook for my dogs was, like I said, number one, I had a really picky eater and she just wasn't eating anything that I was serving. And then when I started to do more research on the industry, just finding out like how much better fresh food is for our dogs. Just like when you eat or we eat whole fresh foods, you feel better, you're feeling great, so do our dogs. And even some of the studies I've read show that dogs that eat fresh foods, not only does it decrease their chances of multiple diseases, it can also increase their lifespan up to 3 years. And then another study even showed that the number one thing a pet parent can do for their dogs is actually home cook. So really became a passion of mine. And then unfortunately, Charlotte passed away. She was 16, and then I got 2 new rescue dogs. And my first rescue dog, Cricket, came to me and she had missing hair falling out. She was constantly scratching herself, constant ear infections, and kind of took her to the vet. And the vet was like, sounds like she has food allergies. And quickly I'm gonna see this brown beef is already done. So I'm gonna mix this in. Just gonna brown up a little bit more. I'm gonna take it off and then I'm just gonna add it into the meal mix, like I said. They wanted me to put her on some sort of prescription food. I was struggling, going back and forth. I'm like, well, you know, I home cook. I really don't want to be switching her to some sort of vet-based food. And within 2 months of consistently feeding her home-cooked food, no more ear infections. Her fur grew back. She stopped itching. And I just noticed such a change in her health and her coat and skin. It just really hit home how much better home cooking is and that you don't have to follow these prescription vet diets. Then fast forward, we got our second dog, Billy, who's also a rescue. He came from Egypt, tiny little skinny boy, came with like these horrible tear stains. Once again, within like 2 months of home cooking for him, tear stains completely gone. So I'm not saying that's guaranteed for everyone. That's just my own personal experience with home cooking. So the food is done, and yeah, the food was done, and that was actually less than 5 minutes. So it's pretty quick when you do it. Today I'm gonna show you like a really fun way to do enrichment that's all natural for your dog. So just a little standard red pepper. Just gonna cut the top off. As we all know, enrichment is really important for our dogs, especially when, you know, there's snowy days, you can't be taking them for long walks, and it's fun for them. So I'm just taking this pepper right here, and then I'm just gonna take this Dog Child meal mix that we just made. I'm just gonna fill it up. So like a little stuffed red pepper for dogs. And then I'm just gonna throw that in the freezer and let it freeze, and then we'll give it to the dogs. Okay guys, now it's frozen and I'm just gonna feed it to my dog Billy.